I am so excited. You guys, I've been doing some lives and this is not counted as one of my lives, but I have a special guest here for you. I am so excited. I have Julie and Julie, hold on a second because I am going to do this. This will look better on the Facebook Live when we have both of us side by side. So I'm really excited. I have a special friend, Julie Withers, and we just met, last October.
Yeah.
And it was just, we were at a boot camp event and we were just having so much fun and we just connected and we feel like that we have been friends forever. Julie is a mom. She is a grandma and she owns her own salon. I'm going to let her tell a little bit about her. And but you know what? We just have so much fun with our business. And I wanted to have her share a few things. So Julie, would you just tell us just a little bit about you and who you are? And then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about what we do.
All righty. Well, thank you for saying I'm so special.
You
I
are.
hear that every day. But Julie Withers, I am a salon owner. I've been doing hair for 35 years now. Um, I have two children, a biological son that is my life, and I've been blessed with a bonus daughter who her and I are just couldn't be closer. Love her to pieces. Got seven grandchildren. So life's busy.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Kayleen Davies, and I live in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and you're in Idaho as well.
Yes.
And so it was kind of fun to be in Texas and find out we're both from Idaho. And we share a lot of fun things together. So we were at an event last October called Boot Camp with our company Marketplace Global. And we had so much fun. We have been introduced to a product called Fix. It's matured hops extract. And some of you have heard me, and those of you that watch Julie, you've been watching her do some posts about this. But I would like Julie, if you would, to share a little bit about how you got introduced to the matured hops extract. And I'm just going to put a little disclaimer here. These drops and maybe other products that we will be sharing are not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any kind of disease at all. What this does is helps the body do what the body needs to do, and the body is the one that quote fixes things. It's not the product. So we're not making claims here. This is Julie's story. This is her share, her personal share only. So there's our little disclaimer. With that, Julie, I want to hear.
Well, I was introduced to Fix it's been a year ago. My daughter, she worked with a gal that had been taking it, and um, she had TMJ, and it was bringing her some relief from that. And I had been complaining to my family. As I mentioned, I've done hair for 35 years, and it's taken a toll on my body, especially my hands, some arthritis going on, which has made simple little tasks like shampooing people, folding towels, sometimes even turning on my sink was difficult. And so the concern, because, I'm going to be 54 young this year and thinking longevity of my profession. So my daughter, she shared her coworker was using this and thought it might help me. So she actually gave me 7 samples. And I was kind of skeptical, but excited to try it. And so I went home that night that she shared it, and because she had told me about the testimonial page on Facebook, and I just dove in, started reading people's testimonials. They were pretty incredible. So I was pretty excited for what it was doing for people. So by day 4, I'm one of those lucky ones that Dr. Ben Bowers talks about. I started to feel a difference in my hands. at the time, I'm thinking I'm in my head because I've been reading all these testimonials and questioning, is it really this fix or, am I just in my head? Well, by the time my samples were gone, day 7, I only did one a day because I wanted it to last. I decided that I had to have this product. And so I made the decision to sign up as an ISR because I wanted my husband on this. And I needed the discount for both of us to be on it. He has RA, and I knew this was praying it would benefit him. So here we get our product. We both start taking it. For my own personal self, my hands just by far it has been a huge improvement. But since I was a young girl, I have suffered from severe insomnia and constipation. When I say severe, I mean everybody's severe is different, but mine, I would maybe get 3-4 hours of sleep, and this would happen several times a week. And I just got kind of used to it. It's my normal. My constipation, very severe. I mean, it would be nothing to go 10 days. And so the severity and
You
pain
say 10 days?
go up to 10
Oh
days. And
my
the pain that would happen. And, there was always a running joke in my family, like, well, Thanksgiving's coming. If I can get rid of last year's turkey before this year turkey, it's going to be a great day. And so, it took a while, but those things improved. I would say probably by 6 weeks in, my sleep, definitely I'm getting a good 6.5, 7 hours, which is huge for me. And it's deep rested sleep. My constipation, what is constipation, is not a problem for me anymore. That has been just really a blessing in my life. Didn't know, kind of freaks me out to think how long I carried some bad toxins for all those years without being able to get rid of them. Allergies. Having allergies last summer, it was pretty nice because I did not take any allergy medicine last summer. We live on our patio and we live in an area where there's tons of cottonwoods and it just looks like it's snowing at times. And so, it would not take long for me being out there to just be a mess. And to be able to be out there and enjoy my outside and not have to be taking something to give me relief has been really kind of nice. I also had developed an allergy to chicken. Chicken was my main source of protein that I loved. And anytime I would eat it, even being cautious to make sure you get the hormone free, all the good, all that bad stuff, not getting it. It would not take long after eating it. Within 10 minutes, I would be congested and nauseated.
Wow.
And it wasn't, I still ate it. I just knew I'd paid the price and hope that the day come where it's like, okay, your body tells you you're not having it anymore. I now eat chicken and it's very rare I have that side effect.
Wow.
So for me, that I feel like hormonally, I had a hysterectomy when I was 27, a complete hysterectomy. So I've been on hormone therapy. I still take hormone therapy, but I feel like Fix has bumped it up a notch to where I really rarely have a hot flash. Just definitely feel more balanced in that department. But the big one in our family is my husband, who has started taking it with me. He has RA. And for 10 years, he lived on prednisone, the bottles of Advil that you buy from Costco. I mean, that was a, biweekly run for him. He just constantly taking over-the-counter pain reliever to help with his RA on top of being on prednisone. He also would get infusions twice a year, which brought him some relief, but it had an adverse side effect. He would blister. and these blisters would last the full 6 months. About the
Uh,
time they would start healing, it'd be time for him to go having another infusion.
mm,
And so
mm.
it got to the point where it's like, okay, we have to stop these infusions. It's not worth the blisters. Um, but, he still had discomfort. And even being on prednisone, his discomfort, I couldn't hardly touch him sometimes. It would send like pins and needles to his skin if I touched him. So you throw in being on prednisone, which doesn't always make your loved one the best person to be around, and then not being able to, you know, touch him as much, it just took a toll. And he, I, he went cold turkey off his prednisone after about a week of being on fix, which I wasn't happy about, of course, but he is no longer taking prednisone. He no longer does infusions. We no longer buy the Advil at Costco, and he feels and looks amazing. I had shared with maybe some of the people I've shared with previously. They have seen the picture of my husband in 3.5 time. Total different man. Just the swelling from being on prednisone and the inflammation in his body. So we will always be on fix for that.
Those are some amazing shares. And if you would be willing, I would love for you to share your picture in the comments below this.
I can do
I'm
that.
sure if he's okay with it,
Oh
you're okay
yeah.
with it. It
Okay.
would I think for those that are listening to your story, I think that would be amazing. So here again, not making claims, but this is Julie's story. This is her husband's story. This is what happened. So I want to ask a couple of questions. You mentioned that, I mean, you had a quote pooping problem and constipation. I mean, if you're not pooping every day, how much of, like the allergy and, the hormone imbalance and all the things, how much of that do you think, I know you probably don't know, but how much do you think is attributed to not pooping every day?
I
I
would
know we're getting intimate here.
I would imagine quite a bit actually. It was something that always concerned me. That in fact had my first colonoscopy last year, and the protocol that I had to do because of my digestive issue was not fun. And my fear was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get in there and they're going to wake me up and say, we couldn't do anything because you're still full of all that pleasant stuff. And, you know, tell
You're
me I'm
just
dying
crap.
for something in there. I know. Right. So, yeah, it's scary to think, cancer's a scary word. And when your body's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, it is something that's in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Well, when we're not eliminating like we need to, we can get backed up, or if we're not clearing out like we need to, it's just very toxic for our body.
Mm.
And so just a little bit about what she mentioned. She mentioned fix, and it's not Fix, it's Phix. And it comes in a little bottle like this, or it comes in what they call snaps. And the thing that is amazing that I was excited about that our company, they manufacture and they bottle their package their own stuff. We're the only, I mean, they do their own packaging, and these you just squeeze them, and the one serving comes out. But this is matured hops extract with the bitter acids in it. And what that does, do you want to explain what it does, or do you want me to?
Just go right for it.
So what it does is activates the bitter receptors in the back of the tongue, and then that goes in and activates the vagus nerve. And if you don't know what the vagus nerve is, it is one of the largest cranial nerves that goes from the brain to the gut and everything in between. It has like 1,100 functions, you guys. The other cranial nerves are, it's like we have the optical one that's just for the eyes, one for the ears, one for the smell, one for the taste, but the vagus nerve, that does a lot. If you are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and you're just I feel like you can't relax, you can't sleep like Julie mentioned. This is for you because what this does is helps to bring you into homeostasis. You can look that up, and you can Google vagus nerve, but it helps to calm the nervous system. It helps you to bring you out of that fight or flight mode, and that's for me. I've been through a lot of different things. I mean, life is life. We all have our things, right? And, we were practicing two instruments ever since I was in third grade. And we were always practicing and recitals and concerts and competitions. And then I got married and had 11 children, and I lost a baby and lost a husband, and not one right after another, but life is life. And I thought that I had learned how to be calm, but let me tell you, I have never felt the calm that I feel since I have been on this. And I've been on it for over just a little over a year now. It has been so amazing. And for me, the dreaming again at night, the deep sleep, Julie mentioned sleep, the deep dreaming. I mean, this is just amazing. So there's a lot of things that you can do to stimulate your vagus nerve. There's some yoga things, there's some breathing, there's some cold plunges. And no, thank you. I'm just not a cold plunge person. And I would rather take some drops that helps to activate my vagus nerve so I don't have to do the cold plunge. And there's a difference between stimulating and activating. The activation is something that is more of a long-term thing, and I'm a foot zone practitioner, and I when I do foot zones we help that vagus nerve, but unless somebody comes in every day to have that done, they're not getting a full benefit. All you have to do is put these in your drink of choice, and it's awesome. And do you have something you want to add to that, Julie?
No, that sounds great. The only thing I would say, if I know a lot of people I've talked to, like when they hear me and we talk about how Fix burns visceral fat for 9.5 hours,
Yeah.
which that's where all the bad toxins are stored. So when people hear that, they immediately go thinking this is just a huge weight loss product. And for some people, they have that, they do lose weight. Um, for me, I have not lost weight on Fix, but what I have done, I've lost body fat. I've gained, this was let me back up. At 6 months, I did the Me360 scan that was recommended to me when I first started. And at 6 months, I thought I'm going to do that again. And I'm glad I waited as long as I did because it did give me those numbers. Almost 3.6% of my body fat. I had gained almost 4 pounds of lean muscle. But the crazy thing is, with really not losing weight, because I always say if I'm within a 3 pound, I don't consider it gain or loss. But I lost 28 and a half inches. And all I got to say is that's just inflammation.
Well, yeah. A lot of it is, and like Julie mentioned, this does help address the visceral fat. So it's not a weight loss product. This is for your health,
Yeah.
activating the vagus
Yep.
nerve. You can look up vagus nerve. And if you look up hops and you Google hops, you're not going to get the same thing as the matured MHE3. This is matured hops extract with the three bitter acids. So it's different than your regular hops. I just want to share something. I get a kick out of the warnings that they put on the backs of the bottles. So I want to ask you that are watching, what kind of a warning, do you have this kind of a warning on any of your products? It says, warning, side effects may include a boost in brain power, may cause excessive confidence in trivia nights. And and this one has a different warning on it. It says, warning, may cause overwhelming confidence in your health game. Pro Proceed with an extra dose of awesomeness. Now, what kind of warnings do you have on your bottles? I am just so excited to share this with all of you and that are watching. And Julie, I really appreciate you being on here. I know for both of us, we were looking for something to help our health. I know for me, when my late husband passed away, I was left with no retirement, and that's another story for another day. So I was looking for something that I could do to help supplement my income. And is this something that has helped you supplement a little bit? Could you address that a little bit and you and others that you know?
Yeah, definitely. Starting out, it was just purely about our health. But I'm also in a profession where, I stand behind the chair and I hear stories after story of just people's lives and what's going on. And, um, most of my clients have been longevity clients that they're like family. And so, I knew this was something that I had to share with people, take the financial out of it, just to help people feel better. But in return, by doing that, because I am self employed, and so medical insurance is huge for me, as it is for everybody, but I don't have an employer that helps supplement that. And so, when you're talking, you're paying $900 a month for your medical insurance for just little old me, um, it's nice that I have that supplement to help kind of offset that.
Do you
So huge.
see a possibility of that continuing growing? I mean, we've got some of our mentors and leaders that after a year are bringing in six-figure income, and it's in income claim. We can't make claims because it depends on how much you put into it. I've just kind of been doing part-time, but it's nice to be able to have enough to cover your house payment or your insurance, or gas is going up, living expenses are going up. And I've been meeting a lot of people my age. I am 67 years young, so I'm a lot older than you are.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
But I feel like I'm just starting life over again. I mean, just starting, but there's a lot of people in their 60s and 70s that are having to go back to work because life insurance, or the retirement and Social Security aren't cutting it. And
Yeah.
so if you're wanting to do those extra things, you're wanting to travel, you're wanting to do things for your kids, you want to do the dance lessons, I mean, I have a daughter that does their kids do sports. I mean, you know, that's not cheap when you're doing the community stuff, and to have that extra so that it's not a burden on you can be a blessing. And this is, and I can't speak for Julie, but I think I am, that part of our mission here is to help as many people close the gaps with their physical and financial health.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So, Julie, as we wrap up, thank you so much for being here. Do you have any last words of wisdom for us before we?
Well, just thanks for having me. And this is my first live. And so I hope it was okay.
Oh, yeah, you were. And I will add, for those of you that are connected to me and you're interested in learning more, we've got some amazing information. For those of you that know Julie, please connect with her. And I will just mention for those of you that are watching, we just did release last week, and I know we're getting a little long, but the company just released a brand new product that helps with cell-to-cell communication, which is huge. So if you want information on that, comment cell below. And if you would like to calm your nervous system, put calm. So, and if you want both, put calm cells. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're here to help you in any way we can. We are feeling better. And Julie, I can't believe how much more vibrant she is just even since I met her. And
Thank
since
you.
I met you in October. So it's been kind of a fun journey. And anyway, we're here to help you in any way that we can. So thank you.
Yes. And a great community that MPG has. I mean, it really truly is family.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I feel like I have just found another family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Julie is part of
Yeah.
it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a terrific Tuesday.
Bye.